Gemini, and welcome to your reading for December the 4th through December the 10th. This is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, the information will be below in the description box. I've also come up with a one-question reading just for a limited time for only $15. So everyone can afford a personal reading, you know? If you have a dilemma or something that you need guidance with, it's the perfect way to do that. This is for your sun, moon and rising also. So if you know your moon and rising, I will put links to the other videos below. Failing that, I have, you can go to my YouTube page and I will have December readings as a playlist there, and you can find the other videos there. Now, what else? Please follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and sign up for my for free stuff on my website. I send stuff all the time. So sign up for that. Go to my page, Live in the Solution, my website, liveinthesolution.com. Also, if you want to know more about me, there's an interview, and I'll put the link to that below too. Now, Gemini, let's go to your reading. The first card that came up for you is, and please excuse me for sniffling and the gravelly voice. I'm getting over a cold, so excuse that. And also excuse my miscommunication, because I probably will miscommunicate quite a bit. Mercury's in retrograde with this full big moon, this super moon in Gemini. And Mercury's retrograde, which is the ruler of Gemini. It's the planet that rules Gemini. And yeah, you'll be feeling it. You will be feeling it. There's so much going on astrologically. I really can't even get into it. This would be a really long reading. I will say that the general message for this month is to remain connected spiritually and grounded spiritually, and try not to feed into the political arena. There's nothing we can do. We have to. This is going to play out, whether we're looking at it or not. We'll feel better not looking at it. That's just a little feedback there. So now we have the Five of Swords, which is the first card that came up. Now, I got this feeling that there's kind of some embarrassment there. It's almost like you feel like, some of you, of course it's a general reading, some of you feel like you've been kind of shown up, or there's some kind of backbiting at work or in your business, or there's somebody, you're feeling embarrassed and you're feeling betrayed, some of you. Less betrayed and more kind of embarrassed, right? So somebody's kind of probably ridiculed you in some way or talked behind your back, and you've heard it, right? This has come to your attention. And this is interesting, right? Because take the message of this is the dragonfly, right? And when the dragonfly comes in, it's saying see through the illusion of others, right? And it's saying, maybe you can approach this with a different attitude, maybe being a little more, having a little more levity and laughing at yourself and taking your power back. You don't have to feed into this energy. Now, what's interesting is, what's clarified this card is the Eight of Pentacles, which is basically the Apprentice card. So this is saying, listen, you can battle this with knowledge, with really learning everything you can. So perhaps you have been shown up in some way of not knowing something. So your self-esteem will come from this really learning everything, but also taking this lightly. Laugh at it, laugh at yourself, Because then when you're laughing at yourself, you're taking that power back, right? Then, you know, you're like, oh, yeah. So that's what I have to say to that. Now, the next thing that comes up is the Ace of Wands. Now, this is very passionate. It's like the beginning of the fire, right? Fiery passion. It's like this creativity is coming through and you can't stop it. And look, there's a butterfly, which means change, rapid change, right? I feel that you are going to get this, surge of creativity, right? That's going to come in, or an opportunity. This sometimes can mean a job offer, a promotion. It's something that's very like coming in really fast. And to clarify it, you've got the Six of Cups, which is asking you sometimes, and this is what I'm getting to kind of look at this in a childlike way, the childlike wonder. Like, you know, looking at it with in awe kind of thing, really being in awe of this creativity, looking at this, almost like looking at this project, whatever this is, whatever's come up for you, looking at it in a creative aspect, but from almost like how a child looks in wonderment. There are no boundaries for children, right? There's no, they don't think about possibilities. So this is being open to all the possibilities, the creative possibilities. So this is what I'm getting with this. It's like being, you know, allow that childlike wonderment to come out and play and create. Because children are very creative and they don't see boundaries. They just, you know, they just do. They have this wonderful creative passion that's innate in all children. Now, the second cards that fell out, right, there were two cards together. We've got the Queen of Swords, right? And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Swords is this fiercely independent woman. And she's kind of a little kind of cut off emotionally because she has had to survive on her own for so long. And out of kind of necessity and loneliness, she's had to be very independent. She's an extremely astute and intelligent businesswoman. She knows how she can cut through bullshit. Like, she sees right through to people, right? So she's no joke. She will, and she's about speaking your truth, right? She's about speaking your truth because she tells it like it is. She's this incredibly beautiful woman and men are so attracted to her. And then when they get to know her, they're like, run to the hills because she's brutally honest. And people can't take that, right? She cuts through the bullshit like knife through butter. Now, she's come up with the Nine of Wands, right? Now, the Nine of Wands is about standing up for yourself, right? And she's about, you know, she's about telling your truth and standing up for yourself and being, you know, being very strong and independent. She's all about independence, right? So this is like saying you've done all this hard work and it's almost like you're a bit tired of fighting and protecting this, you know, protecting yourself and protecting what you've done. It's like, that's yours. You deserve this, right? Protect it. When this card comes up, it's saying, go, keep doing it, keep doing it. Now, tell your truth, but when you tell your truth, deliver it with compassion and kindness because, the Queen of Swords doesn't. So this is very kind of Mercury in retrograde, because this is all about communication, right? So is this. This is communication, the very beginning. And because Mercury is in retrograde and Mercury rules Gemini, and we've got this big moon in Gemini, and we've got it T-square to Neptune, and we've got Jupiter trining Neptune. I mean, I could go on. There are all these almost mutable energies that are, one way and the other way. So this is saying, listen, with your communication this month, this week, Gemini particularly, really think before you speak. Hold back as much as you can, because it's about, I didn't turn my phone off, I'm sorry. My phone's going. It is about communicating with clarity. It's about communicating with kindness and compassion. It's about, holding back, but it's about moving forward and really standing up and telling your truth in a way that is empowering and has kindness and compassion in it. Now, clarifying these two cards is the Seven of Pentacles, which is about pausing, right? It's about pausing. It's about looking at what has worked for you. And this is so important to do that this month, because we're going to have this urge to look at, well, this is about reviewing, right? Anyway, and it's a really incredible time to review what's going on for us all and what we've done this year, but we must review it in terms of what has worked, not what hasn't worked. Because when we start to look at what hasn't worked, we're going to have this tendency to be a bit depressed and a bit down, right? So it's so important to really focus on what has worked, not what hasn't. And so it's about really buckling down. This week is about focus. Focus on the positivity and what has really worked for you. Expound on that, and then you can move forward. And this is the underlying message for your reading, is the Ten of Air. This is about rejoicing that things have changed, that your life is going forward, and you are going to handle things in a different way from now on. So there is major change for you going on. And this is a change in direction. This is new beginnings almost. And I feel like this is a way to look at things from now, come from the childlike wonderment and be in creativity, right? It's very important to be creative during this time. This is a perfect opportunity to lay the groundwork. Study all you can. It's about focusing on your passion. It's about planting the seeds, because Mercury comes out of retrograde on the 22nd of December, but really there's kind of a shadow period. So we can put all these seeds, plant all these seeds, really focus this month, all month. It's about focus. It's about dotting your I's and crossing your T's, not sending emails out until you've reread them, breathing before you communicate, because this could be a time of miscommunication. But this is also, we have this urge to kind of do things quickly. So this is a time to kind of pause, right? This is pause. The Seven of Pentacles. Take a pause and look at what is working and expound on that. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah, I love you all. Excuse me. And I'll see you next week. For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.